When God pauses your hustle, the redemption revolution, Black women are leading from behind bars. Welcome to the Soft Girl Era podcast, hosted by LeAnne Dolce, pronounced Dolce, like sweet softness whispered in French. This is the sacred space where strong Black women unlearn survival, rediscover softness, and reclaim the joy, rest, and freedom they deserve without guilt, without apology, and without explanation. Today, I had the profound honor of sitting down with ShaChrista Caldwell, a fierce Black woman, single mother of four, successful businesswoman, and living testament to God's grace and unbreakable resilience. ShaChrista is not just surviving, she is revolutionizing what it means to rise from rock bottom. She is teaching thousands of women that their lowest moment is not their final chapter, it is the opening line of their greatest comeback. Her work is changing the world by proving that redemption is not just a nice idea, it is a repeatable, revolutionary blueprint for transformation. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine you are almost 30 years old. You have been grinding, hustling, doing whatever it takes to keep your four children fed, clothed, and safe. You are tired, but you keep going because that is what mothers do. And then life hits hard. Your first arrest, your first time behind bars, your first time separated from the babies who need you most. For 3.5 years, you sit in a cell watching your children grow up through letters and occasional visits, knowing they are struggling without you. That kind of pain could break you. But for ShaChrista, it became the divine pause that redirected her entire path. She told me something that still gives me chills. She said that in the stillness of incarceration, she finally heard God clearly. No distractions, no noise, no hustle to drown out the voice telling her there was a better way. She stopped running, stopped surviving, and started listening. And that listening, that is where the transformation began. Because here's the thing about rock bottom, it is also the foundation for your comeback. ShaChrista came home and did not just rebuild her life, she revolutionized it. She showed her four children a different lifestyle, one rooted in faith, purpose, and the kind of success that does not require sacrificing your soul. She became a businesswoman, a leader, a living example that your past does not define your future. And that is the blueprint we are unpacking today. Now, I want to be clear about something. We live in a world that loves to write Black women off. One mistake, one stumble, one moment of desperation, and suddenly you are defined by your lowest point. But ShaChrista's story and the stories of countless other Black women rising from incarceration flips that narrative entirely. These women are not just surviving, they are thriving. They are building businesses, restoring families, and modeling a different lifestyle for the next generation. Let me share three verified stories of women who mirror ShaChrista's journey. Women who turned prison into a launchpad for business and family triumphs. These are not fairy tales. These are real women with real struggles who made real change. First, let me tell you about a woman who was incarcerated at age 34 for a first time drug related offense. Her life shattered when she was separated from loved ones during a 13-month federal prison stint. The emotional isolation was crushing, but instead of letting it destroy her, she used that time for deep self reflection, spiritual growth, and skill building through writing and education programs. She authored a best selling memoir that skyrocketed to Netflix fame, netting millions and global influence. But more than that, she launched a thriving consulting business on justice reform, sparking nationwide criminal justice conversations and empowering thousands of formerly incarcerated women, especially Black mothers, toward entrepreneurship. Her story mirrors ShaChrista's first time incarceration before 30, that faith driven turnaround, and the business success that followed. It is proof that listening to your inner calling in prison can rebuild not just your life, but your family's future. Then there is Susan Burton, founder of A New Way of Life. Susan's story hits different because she did not just go to prison once. She cycled through multiple incarcerations, each time leaving her children in deeper chaos. Post release, poverty and stigma blocked every path to stability. But Susan embraced a spiritual awakening behind bars. And when she came home, she launched reentry homes using faith and community networks. Today, she has built a nonprofit empire housing over 1,000 women annually, modeling transformed motherhood for every single one. She was honored as a CNN hero and scaled her vision to multiple Los Angeles facilities serving formerly incarcerated Black mothers. Susan's journey directly echoes ShaChrista's single mom prison separation, that God listening pivot, and the life turnaround for her kids through business like impact. She proved that single moms do not just survive reentry, they birth movements from bars to boardrooms. And then there is Toy Hutchinson, Illinois state legislator and formerly incarcerated Black woman. Toy's first significant legal trouble led to incarceration for check fraud as a struggling mom, abandoning her young children amid family hardship. That pre 30 arrest thrust her into the system for years. But prison reflection, fueled by faith, led her to pursue law school and advocacy training. She came home, became an elected official, reforming justice, and built family stability as a business minded leader. She passed landmark expungement laws, authored books, and became a justice reform CEO, transforming Illinois policy and uplifting countless Black single moms from cells to success stories. Toy Story captures ShaChrista's pre 31st arrest, that 3.5 year stint, the faith redirection, and modeling a different lifestyle for her kids through entrepreneurial leadership. These three women are not outliers. They are proof that Black women are rewriting narratives from prison yards to power suites. And ShaChrista, she is right there with them leading the charge. So, what does this mean for you? Whether you have been incarcerated, whether you are a single mom barely holding it together, whether you are just exhausted from carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, here is your takeaway. Your rock bottom is not your final destination, it is your foundation. ShaChrista's story teaches us that redemption is not about erasing your past, it is about using it as fuel for your future. That 3.5 year pause was not wasted time, it was preparation. It was the moment she stopped surviving and started thriving. And that is available to every single one of us. Let me break down 3 burning truths I want you to walk away with today. 3 truths that will shift how you see rock, bottom, resilience, and the power of a divine pause. First, redemption is real for first time fallers. No matter the mistake, a single Black mother can rise from prison to purpose. Your first arrest does not have to be your defining moment, it can be your redirecting moment. Second, faith in incarceration is transformative. That 3.5 year pause listening to God is not punishment, it is preparation for business success and family revival. When you stop running and start listening, that is when God can finally get through to you. Third, modeling change saves generations. Coming home to flip your 4 kids' lives shows them luxury over struggle, proving single moms build empires. Your children do not need lectures, they need living proof that transformation is real. And let me tell you something about modeling change. ShaChrista did not just come home and tell her 4 children to do better, she showed them. She became the living example of what is possible when you refuse to let your past define you. She showed them luxury over struggle, success over survival, purpose over pain. And that is what saves generations. Not lectures, not guilt trips, but living proof that transformation is real. I want to talk about what that divine pause really means. Because here's what I have learned from ShaChrista's story and the stories of these other incredible women. Sometimes God has to stop us in our tracks. Sometimes the hustle has to end. Sometimes we have to be forced into stillness because we would never choose it on our own. And that stillness, that is where the magic happens. That is where the healing begins. That is where we finally hear the voice we have been drowning out for years. Think about it. When was the last time you were truly still? When was the last time you sat in silence long enough to hear what God was trying to tell you? For most of us, the answer is never. We are too busy hustling, grinding, surviving. We are too busy being strong, being the backbone, being the one everyone leans on. And we are exhausted. We are burned out. We are running on empty, but we keep going because we think that is what we are supposed to do. But what if I told you that your exhaustion is not a badge of honor? What if I told you that your burnout is not a requirement for success? What if I told you that the best thing that could happen to you is a divine pause? ShaChrista's 3.5 years behind bars was her divine pause. It was the moment God said, enough. Stop running, stop hustling, stop surviving, sit down and listen to me. And she did. And it changed everything. Now, I am not saying you need to go to prison to experience transformation, but I am saying that if you do not choose your pause, life will choose it for you. And it might not be pretty. It might be a health crisis. It might be a breakdown. It might be losing everything you thought defined you. But here is the truth. That pause, as painful as it might be, could be the best thing that ever happened to you. Because here's what happens in the pause. You finally stop performing. You finally stop pretending. You finally stop carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. And in that space, in that stillness, you remember who you are, not who everyone else needs you to be, not the strong Black woman who never breaks, not the superwoman with the cape, but the real you, the soft you, the vulnerable you, the you that God created before the world told you who to be. And that is when the transformation begins. That is when you start building something real, something sustainable, something that does not require you to sacrifice your soul. ShaChrista's story is not just about redemption, it is about revolution. It is about refusing to accept the narrative that one mistake defines you. It is about refusing to let your past dictate your future. It is about refusing to stay stuck in survival mode when you were created for so much more. And here's the revolutionary part. ShaChrista is not keeping this transformation to herself. She is showing her children. She is modeling a different way. She is proving that luxury over struggle is possible. That success without soul sacrifice is real. That single moms do not just survive, they thrive, because that is what modeling change looks like. It is not about being perfect. It is not about never making mistakes. It is about showing the next generation that transformation is possible, that redemption is real, that your past does not have to be your prison. I want you to think about the people watching you right now, your children, your family, your community. What are you modeling for them? Are you modeling hustle and burnout? Are you modeling survival and exhaustion? Or are you modeling transformation and thriving? Are you showing them that it is okay to pause, to rest, to choose softness over strength? Because here is the truth. The next generation is watching. They are learning from what you do, not what you say. And if all they see is you running yourself into the ground, that is what they will think success looks like. But if they see you choosing rest, choosing boundaries, choosing softness, choosing transformation, that is what they will carry forward. ShaChrista's 4 children are watching a mother who went to prison and came home different, not broken, not defeated, but transformed. They are watching a mother who built a business, a mother who created a different lifestyle, a mother who proved that rock bottom is not the end, it is the beginning. And that is the legacy we are building, not just for ourselves, but for every Black woman who comes after us, every single mom who thinks her mistake disqualifies her, every woman who thinks her past defines her future, every woman who thinks she has to stay stuck in survival mode forever. We are proving them wrong. We are rewriting the narrative. We are building a new blueprint. And it starts with understanding that your rock bottom is not your final destination, it is your foundation. So here's my challenge to you. I want you to pause right now, today, not for 3.5 years, but for 10 minutes. I want you to sit in silence and listen. Listen to what God is trying to tell you. Listen to what your soul is crying out for. Listen to the voice you have been drowning out with hustle and noise and survival. And then I want you to map one bold step toward your transformation. Maybe it is finally starting that business you have been dreaming about. Maybe it is setting a boundary with someone who has been draining your energy. Maybe it is giving yourself permission to rest without guilt. Maybe it is choosing softness over strength for once in your life. Whatever it is, take that step because your comeback starts with a single decision to choose yourself. Your revolution starts with a single moment of stillness. Your transformation starts with a single pause. ShaChrista Caldwell paused for 3.5 years. And when she came home, she did not just rebuild, she revolutionized. She did not just survive, she thrived. She did not just come back, she came back better, stronger, softer, and more powerful than ever before. And that is what I want for you. I want you to know that your past does not disqualify you, it qualifies you. Your mistakes do not define you, they refine you. Your rock bottom is not your ending, it is your beginning. The world is waiting for your transformation. Your children are waiting for your revolution. Your community is waiting for your comeback. And it all starts with a pause, a divine pause, a moment of stillness where you finally hear what God has been trying to tell you all along. You are not defined by your lowest point, you are defined by what you build from it. And Black women, we are building empires from our ashes. We are birthing movements from our pain. We are creating revolutions from our redemption. So pause, listen, transform, and then show the world what a Black woman rising looks like. Because we do not just survive, we thrive. We do not just rebuild, we revolutionize. And we do not just come back, we come back unstoppable. Your divine pause is waiting. Your transformation is calling. Your revolution is beginning. The question is, are you ready to answer?